Alright, hello and welcome back to Magicka Wizard Wars. This time we're going to be talking about defensive spells, which are very important. Pretty much all defensive spells, not pretty much, all defensive spells contain the element shield. Which, by itself, it just looks like that. So, you can only have one shield at a time, but you can have both a shield and mines at the same time, but you can't have two mines. You can have one shield, one mine, that's it. So there are three main types of defensive spells. There are shields, like the ones I just cast, or like the one I just cast, like this. So all they stop from going through, they stop beams, until they expire, of course. They stop beams, they stop sprays, but they do not stop players, and they do not stop rocks from going through. They only stop beams and sprays. However, they reflect beams. So, for example, if I have this shield, and I'm going to see if I can do this here. Yeah, and then if you shoot it right at it, it will reflect right back at you, and it will blow up in your face, and it will hurt you. So so. For example, if you want to counter a beam, you don't want to use like something like this because it goes through really easily. Though it does block for a little. Instead, you'd want to use a shield because not only will it take them longer to get through it, but it will also deal more damage. It will also deal damage to them. Next, there are rock walls, like the thing I just showed you, which you make by using shield with any number of rock elements and some other element if you want. Like this is an arcane rock wall, but so the arcane rock wall will blow up. The fire rock wall will just burn things next to it. The life rock wall will blow with healingness. The cold rock wall has like cold coming off of it, the water rock wall has water coming off of it, and there is no such thing as a lightning rock wall because you can't put lightning and rock in the same spell. So anyway, rock walls are good because they will block rocks if you shoot them at them. No matter how powerful the rock is, they will always block it and then after a short time they will go down. But as you saw earlier, if there is a beam, it will cut right through it. It's just like a knife through butter, or however you like to compare it. Next, there are wards, which are an extremely important part of the game. So, to make a ward, you use shield and then some element, and then you cast it on yourself. And now you'll see I have this red aura. What this red aura means is that if I take arcane damage, so let's look at how much damage I took there. I took like 80 and 70. Now if I give myself a different ward, do that again, instead of taking 80 and 70, I now took two 130s. So if you do shield plus one element and cast on yourself, now you have 50% resistance to arcane. If I use two though, I now have 100%. I'm immune to arcane, so I cannot be damaged by arcane. Usually you don't end up using shields or wards like this, and instead you would have a ward like ESF. So now you're protected against both arcane and fire. So you see I took relatively little damage, but I still took some damage from it. So that's really basically how wards work. However, there are a couple different things in wards. So for icicles, despite them looking like physical projectiles, you are in fact protected more by icicles if you do like ice armor. But it doesn't look like ice armor, it just looks like cold and water armor. And it is cold and water armor, but it's also icicle armor. Also, if you have a ward against cold, you cannot be frozen. If you have a ward against water, then you can't be made wet. And if you have a ward against fire, then you can't be set on fire. So that's also pretty useful. And let's see, what else about wards? Oh right, finally. If you do a rock ward, you'll notice that you now have this rock armor stuff, which I will go demo out by fighting with these people with my swords. So when they try to hit me, I am immune to their weapons. They can't hurt me. And the same would go if there was another person shooting rocks at me. They could not hurt me with their rocks because I was instead, because I had my rock armor on. However, it will disappear after a short while. And if somebody has full rock armor, the best way to get around that is usually just casting some other spell like fire at them or something, and then they'll be forced to either switch or endure a lot of damage for it. Because it doesn't protect against spell damage, only physical damage like being attacked by a sword or being hit by a big rock. And now that's pretty much it for wards, but they're very important, so you should learn how to use them the best you can.